Hello everybody, welcome back. I got a package. That arrived. It's for the van. It's a serious, substantial power upgrade for the van. It's called a Power Monster, and I would get it out of the box here and check this out. It's a bigger battery for the van. At least I think it's going in the van. It could possibly go in the Coachman, but it's going to more than double the power I currently have in the van, and it only takes up a little bit more space. So the company is LiTime, which is rebranded. They were Ampertime, and my very first lithium battery I bought from Ampertime, and yeah, they rebranded to LiTime. I think the Li is. I think they wanted to kind of incorporated the lithium. Li is like lithium, into their name. So I don't know, but maybe it's a marketing thing. But anyway, I think it's the same, even the same color scheme and logo and everything. It's still the same company. But yeah, I bought my first one, a 100 amp hour battery, and the first year I had the van, and it was great. It did everything I wanted to do, and I've since upgraded. This isn't the first time I've worked with these folks. They sent it to me to review. It is a review video. Haven't done one of these in a long, long time, but I couldn't pass this up. I just couldn't. So when I worked with them before, they sent a 200 amp hour battery. Okay, and there it is. And this new battery is, I think, the same length and the same height. I think it's only an inch and a half wider, and I have almost 3 inches to spare. So it's a little bit wider. That should fit right in there. And that being, now get this, that's 200 amp hour. Look at this. It is 460 amp hours. Is that crazy? Now, I think it was just in the very last video, we went on that, I went on the bike ride with the e-bike. And I left poor dear Bella here. What do you got in your ear, girl? You get cobwebs and stuff wandering around the garage. I left Bella behind in the van with the air conditioner running kind of on medium, with that 200 amp hour battery. I was safe to be gone for a while, but I had to be very mindful. So that would run that air conditioner for quite a while, but I'm always very cautious and allow time to spare for just in case. But I know the math on how long that'll run and everything. But this being 260 more than that, okay, 200. I could be gone comfortably for a much longer period. I could be gone all day, and then some. I could be gone 2 days. It's just. I don't know. I'm kind of set back a little bit. It's just grasping how much power that really is. You know what the single biggest selling point of lithium batteries is to me? Is it's now cheaper. As expensive as lithium batteries seem to be, it's actually cheaper than buying lead acid batteries. To get 460 amp hours out of the lead acid battery, I had those in. I used lead acid for a while in my old Tioga camper, the Bounder, and in the Coachman too. It wasn't until I got the van where I bought that first 100 amp hour battery, and I realized some things about that when you figure out how much power per dollar, it's more power per dollar. All right, so how's this work out? All right, this is like the biggest. It's a marine/RV deep cycle battery, and actually I gave it to my buddy. I have no use for it anymore. He uses it for his trolling motor in his boat. He keeps a little trickle charger on here, but these are now like $169.99. Let's just round it off, call it $170, and it is I think 105 amp hours. It would take 4.5 of those, okay, to equal one of these. Well, it actually takes more than that because the lead acid batteries, you can only run them down to like 50% before it starts damaging the lead plates in it. So you can only use half that power anyway. So instead of 4.5, yeah, we need 9 to me. Actually, the truth is, you can actually run the deep cycles lower than 50%. I mean, they call them deep cycle for a reason. They have a deeper cycle. A typical automotive battery, engine starting battery, they're designed to, yeah, about 50%. If you use them much beyond that, it starts damaging the plates. It gets built up, and you know, you ever seen a battery swell and stuff? It starts ruining them. So the deep cycles are designed to be able to use, you know, beyond that, down to maybe 40%, maybe into the 30s. But truth is, when I've used them, when I get down to the 50% mark, even though I can go a little bit further, that's really kind of when the flag goes up and says, hey, I need to do something pretty quick. I need to plug in somewhere or run my generator or something, and you know, it's time to, before it gets much worse. So I mean, basically, you're still running down to only 50% of that usage. Lithium, you can run them into the dirt. Okay, you can run them down enough until they kick out, and it doesn't hurt them. So it would actually take like 9 of those to be equal to the usable power that this is. So what's 9 times 170 bucks? I forget, I punched in my calculator earlier. It's like $1,530 some in lead acid to come up with this, which I think right now, I think they're on sale. They're only, plus there's a discount code. I think I'll leave the information and stuff down in the video description. This is, I think with the discount code is only 12 something, as opposed to the 15 it would take with lead acid, the 1,500 bucks, the 1,539, whatever the heck it was. So it's cheaper to begin with. Plus, you figure this amount of space. You know, 9 of those lead acid lined up here. You know how much space that would take up, and you know how much weight that is. That's this weighs, I think, pretty close to 80 pounds. It's pretty heavy. But one of those is 50 pounds, 50.4 or something. Took it from the manufacturer's website. So 50 times even what? 8, we need 9, 50 times 400, about 450 pounds as opposed to 80. Does that add up? Does that make sense? The other advantage is the lifespan of them. Even a well cared for lead acid battery, you're lucky to get probably about 5 to 7 years out of them. And there are exceptions. Some last longer. Those are exceptions though. This is figured at some 4,000 plus cycles. So even if you heavily use this thing to its max and completely depleted it and recharged it every day, 360 every day of the year too, 365 days a year, into 4,000 cycles, that's 10.9 years. Okay, it's called 11 years as opposed to 5 to 7. So this thing will probably outlive me. And that's, like I said, that's full cycles. So partial discharges, if you use it a little bit one day, a little bit heavier, those have to accumulate to be equivalent to a full cycle. So if they're partial discharges, depending on how heavily you use it from one day to the next, that extends that 4,000 cycles to many more cycles. So it's going to go. So typically, it's going to. Well, that's why I say 4,000 plus. It's like who knows how much. It's depending on how heavily you use it. So yeah, that's going to last a long dang time. So I'm kind of torn. Now that I have it, I'm kind of torn if I want to use it in the van, or maybe actually I'm thinking maybe it would be better off in the Coachman. The thing is with the Coachman, I have about almost the same amount of power as a secondary system in the Coachman. I have some lithium batteries in my main thing over on our side that powers the usuals, all the lights and the water pump and the furnace motor and all that kind of stuff. The main primary system in the Coachman. I have a secondary system that runs the residential refrigerator that I installed, in the TV, some other things. So what I have is underneath the dinette, there's 2 bench seats, and I mismatched 2 batteries, which they say you're not supposed to do. One's a 200 amp hour and one's a 230 amp hour, and I have them in, hooked up in parallel, so I have 430 amp hours. So they seem to be well, they've been okay together. I haven't had any issues. Refrigerator runs great and all that, but it takes up a lot of space underneath those benches. So I can completely free up some storage space under that by, if I were to just put it under the one that's closest to the inverter and the refrigerator, and eliminate that second one, I could have more power with a single battery here, and eliminate that other battery, free up storage. So I'm kind of thinking, I'm undecided yet. It's, it's probably gonna end up in the van, I think, because it's been working. It'd be nice to have more storage, but I have that system in there. It's 430 amp hours. It works. I could probably just leave well enough alone and really do the big power increase here. I could be gone so many more days. Based on my energy, we'll get more into this. I'm gonna do another video here where I'm gonna install it, because I might make some other changes while I have some stuff out here. Maybe some things I should have done to begin with. Oh, I know it's dark in there. I'm just I'm just pointing like a dark cave. I might make some other changes while I'm doing this. Some things I might have done differently to begin with. Just how I ran wires and a couple of hookups. But and I have something else coming too. So we're going to, I think the charger coming, so we're gonna get that wired in and all that. So yeah, I think it's gonna go in the van. So I think I'm starting to say I could be gone for so many more days, and what I mean is I park in places that are heavily shaded when I'm out. 2 of our favorite campgrounds, or our favorite nearest campground, heavily shaded. We might get an hour of solar in the afternoon. When we go up to the farms, that's very much shaded. Although I have cut some trees down, and we do get some morning sunlight, for a couple hours, but then there's nothing all afternoon. So what that kind of means is usually I'm using more power than what I'm taking in when I'm in the shade. So there's only so many days pass before I have to run the generator and put some power back into the battery. So I lose a little bit every day. But even with that 200 amp hour, I'm good to go for a while. I don't have to worry about it. But after being up there, I don't know, a day or two, the amount of power I use, okay, there's a lot going on in there that you don't see between the TV and you've probably seen the microwave, the coffee pot, that kind of stuff. The refrigerator, the freezer, my laptop. So there's a lot going on there. But that 200 amp hour, I know I have only so many, a day or two where I'm using a lot of that power, and I'm not taking as much in. So at some point I got to run the generator. This, it's well over twice that. So I go 3 or 4 days before I have to start worrying about power. When I'm parked in those shady conditions. So anyway, the Amper Time, or rebranded, they're LiTime now. Yeah, same color scheme, right? Same kind of logo. These are on sale now, I think, right? Yeah. I think they're on sale. Plus there's a discount code, an additional 6% off, whatever. I think it works out to be $1,200 and something for this. But they do have, if you don't need all this monster, if you don't need the power monster, they do have I think even 300, 200, 100 amp hour batteries. They have a whole bunch of batteries, actually, of various sizes and amperages and voltages. There's a sale going on. These have come down so much in price. Meanwhile, the lead acids have gone up. That was $139 when I bought it. Actually, now, if you look at that same battery today, inflation adjusted over the last couple of years, 3 or 4 years, that was $139. It's now $169 for that same battery. So those are going up. These are coming down. So check it out. I'll leave the product, all the product information down in the video description, and the discount code and all that. It just doesn't make sense to buy lead acid anymore. There's no way you get 10 years out of even the very best cared for lead acid battery. There are exceptions. There's a few cases where I know people that have gotten 10 years, but that's rare. That is extremely rare. You're looking to get 5 to 7 years out of out of lead acid batteries, and even then, like I say, you can only use like half, 50% of their charge before you can start damaging them and have to recharge. You got to recharge them sooner, more often, and it just doesn't make any sense. Dollar for dollar, it doesn't make any sense to buy lead acid anymore. They're just more expensive for the amount of power you get. So that's gonna be it. I just wanted to wrap this up real quick. I plan on just making a short video. I probably rambled on a long time, huh? But we're gonna get on with the installation video here soon, and I'll cover a few more things I'm doing in here, and maybe a little bit more about that. But I think I've covered a lot on that in this video, right? I think I've covered a lot. We'll be back soon. Check out them links, and I'll see you soon.